Okay, let's talk about some LimeLife Biocone foundation. This is a wax-based foundation. It is a professional grade cosmetic, which means it has over 50% pigmentation in the cosmetic. And wax-based means that it is going to stay on top of your skin, which is really good for you because after you finish nourishing your skin with all of these wonderful chemical-free ingredients and serums and oils and moisturizers and cleansers, you don't want to get cosmetics into your skin. So this is a nice sort of physical barrier. Think about like your sunscreen. You should have like a nice chemical-free zinc oxide physical barrier from the sun for your face. Ours is anti-aging and very good to use. So back to foundation, what I would do is start with a clean face, okay? Make sure you're washed, make sure you're moisturized. You wanna have a nice palette that's ready to receive your foundation. That's the first key to success. Then I'm gonna put on a little first base primer. Primer for me, I'm gonna put a special little bit here, is because I have super big pores. Right here, I had a life battle with acne. I had a life battle with some super oily skin. Now that I'm more mature, my skin is sort of normal, and I can have T-zone oiliness. So I'm gonna start with that. And then ways to apply the foundation. So when you get it, it's hard. You're like, Christine, how do I use this? You can use it by scraping out some with a palette knife, putting it here on your skin, using your finger and warm it up. Warm it up, and then apply it with your finger. I don't like that way. I think it takes really long, but if you're gonna use it just to do like a couple of little spots, that actually is a pretty fun, good way to use it. So I'm gonna just show you, this is our concealer, which is waterproof. And it comes, you can get a triple palette like this with foundation, a concealer or color corrector, and a highlight if you'd like to. These two products are waterproof, this one is not. But I would go in, see where I see these little red dots. I've been traveling a lot, and I also have, believe it or not, poison ivy. So I would start, if I was gonna do a nice full face today, I would start covering and just using my finger and the heat of my finger to make the product a little more pliable. And I'd go in, say you have a broken capillary, say you have a lot of color correcting to do under your eye. It could be browns, purples, blues, red. I like to take the lightest color, the highlight color. I like to bring it up here on the brow bone. It's kind of like a foundation for whatever I might put on over it for the day, and bring it into the corner here. So you're looking bright-eyed. Okay, so I might start with that. The major way is to get a big brush. Get a big brush like this. I recommend, it's like a stipple brush. It's flat. It has a nice coarse and thick brush to it. And I would brush it over the foundation like this, and I'd brush it on. And you don't need much. A little bit goes a long way, especially if you want a seamless application and you want it to feel like a second skin, and you don't want a lot of product on your face. You just want a nice sheer coverage. Now, this is summertime and this coverage is okay for me. In the winter, I might be a little more dry, or I may just be used to a more pliable, liquidy type of product, almost like a BB cream. Maybe you like BB creams or tinted moisturizers. What we suggest is that you take some of your serum or oil, what you like best. This is Due Date. Most of our ladies use Due Date. They'll take one drop and put it in their palette like this. I love One Drop Wonder. This is my oil of choice, so I always put One Drop Wonder in mine. And then again, you can take the same product, mix it with that serum that you just put in, serum, oil, moisturizer, and then you have more of a tinted, and you can see it's a different application. It's much more liquidy, okay? And that's another way to put on this foundation. And it is really good aromatherapy because that due date smells amazing, and it's really, really good for your skin and nourishing. Guys, I'm also struggling with some poison ivy on my face. So I'm struggling with, what I'm gonna touch the brushes on, and I'm like, oh gosh, is that a blemish or is it poison ivy? I got it all over my body, it's crazy. So that's another way you can put it on. The third way you can put it on is with a blender brush, a blender sponge. These blender sponges are amazing because of their shape. You can use them drier, which would give you a very thick application, or wetter. This one is soaking wet already. It's nice and pliable. And again, you would just take this, twist it into the palette like that, and then dab, 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 dab it on. And then you can build from there the coverage that you want. Do you want it sheer? It has this great little point. You could take this and put it into your concealer, get it into the little cracks where you want it. Like that. Let's see, I will take some on the other side too. Put it like that. So that's another way. Now also with the concealing products, we have another brush similar to the first diffuser brush, but the diffuser is much bigger. This brush is the same type of brush. It's like a stipple flat brush, but it's obviously a lot smaller. And I like to use this for areas like around the nose and stuff like that. So I would come in like with the color correcting one, that color correcting concealer. You could use your foundation for this. You don't have to use concealer. For me, I blow my nose a lot and I feel like I want the concealer to last. So I would come in here. See, I think I have poison ivy on the tip of my nose too. It's crazy, but I'm just gonna try to cover that up. And pretty much, I would feel like my face is done. I feel also like my sponge was a little peely, and that happens sometimes. It could be time to get a new sponge. So I'm just gonna wipe that off and go over my forehead and make sure that I'm happy with the coverage I've achieved. Now you can definitely take this any direction you want. You could leave it just as it is. If you want some more glow, you could take that same serum you started with, the due date. I would just take a little bit and literally just for some glow, you can tap it in and put that around your cheekbone. You don't want to get too near your eye because, smile lines. Could call them crow's feet, but I prefer to call them smile lines, and you don't want to attract a lot of attention to that, but you can have a nice healthy glow with your due date. The rest of it, it's so amazing. It's just like aromatherapy, so just don't waste any of it. Any products that you have left over, always put on the back of your hands. This is a great way for you to not show your age, keep your hands looking really young. And I think I would just finish this look up. Any look is completely finished. You just put a little mascara on and you're ready to go about your day, right? So I'm just gonna do that for you real quick. A little of our daily mascara. We have a waterproof formula and we have this formula which is not waterproof. And it all, for me, just depends. If I know I'm gonna be out and it's 1,000,000 degrees outside, I'm probably going to want to use the waterproof formula just so that I know it won't budge at all. It won't smudge, it won't budge. But I'm just gonna sit in the house, in the office, and get some work done. I'm just not even gonna do the bottom lashes. And then when I'm done, I would go in and put in a nice finishing spray. And then I know that I'm just sort of ready for whatever the day is gonna bring. Some people don't put finishing spray over the mascara. It doesn't seem to bother mine at all, so there you go. And that is LimeLife Foundation and Concealer. Have a great day.